Let me sit my fine self down. Hold on. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hold on. Oh my goodness, there's so much that I want to talk to you guys about. So you guys already know that the title of this video is either you have it or you don't. We're definitely going to be diving into some serious topics. I just want to talk about everything. I've been so inspired lately. You guys know, if you guys have been on the channel, there's been times where I post, times where I don't. You guys also know that I haven't gone on Instagram Live in a super long time. A lot of different reasons for that. I'm pivoting so much. I'm pivoting so much. And so much is changing in my life. And I'm really finding my new foundation. And when you're finding your new foundation, you have to be solid in that thing before you can really present it out to others. So here is a little bit of a reintroduction. But enough about me. I want to talk about how to know if you have it or you don't. But what is it? What is it? I've worked with thousands of people over the past 5 years that I've been doing this work. And there's two types of people that I've come across. There's people who do the work, and there's people who don't do the work. And the common factor that people who do the work, see the results, manifest their dream partner, manifest their dream life, manifest blessings that they never thought that they would ever be able to experience. The common thing with those people who actually, really change their lives with the work that I provide them and guide them through is that they have a vision. They literally have a vision. They have a vision not just for themselves, but also for the world. And just maybe it's something, and if you're sitting here right now, you're like, okay, what is my vision? Let me just ask you a question. Let me just help you reframe this. Is there something that you really want to be experiencing? Is there something that like when this is in your life or when you're able to amplify this more in your life, that you will feel a little bit more complete? For me, it's impact, it's purpose work, it's really Ori work, higher self work. I'm a bring Ifá into everything. Yes, I do. Yes, I do bring Ifá into everything. But in Ifá, especially in Isheshe, which is the sect or like the aspect of Ifá that I'm really in, or that I'm in Isheshe, we emphasize so much about higher self-work. Higher self-work is the most important work. Your Ori work is the most important work. Your Ori is your first Orisha. Your Ori governs your life. Your Ori knows your purpose. Your Ori knows the best way to your purpose. Your Ori knows your destiny. Your Ori knows what are the things that are going to come into your path that are going to stop you from fully living in your destiny. Your Ori has all the answers, baby. Your Ori is the first one who you must greet in the morning. Of course, second to Olodumare, but God. But anyhow, I say all that to say that there's something that we all really desire for us to experience. There's something that we all really know that when I am able to achieve this in my life, maybe it's like your creative expression, freedom, liberation. Maybe it's cleansing of the body, right? What are the things that you've gone through in your life that you've worked towards or that you really want to work towards? And when you have that vision, not just for yourself, but when you're able to push it out a little bit more, expand it a little bit more to include everybody else in the world to be experiencing this as well, that's when you're able to really pull from a source that's higher than you. And what does that mean? Why is that so important? Because it is so important because when you are able to pull from a source higher than yourself, you then have a strength and a faith and really an energy pool that you're pulling from that's completely limitless. You have something that's charging you even if your energy is depleted. You have something that's fueling you even if you feel empty. You have something that's pushing you forward even if you feel you have no momentum. This is a different level of devotion, connection, and awareness that you achieve when you're able to extend your vision, not just in your own life, but in everybody's life. When you're able to say, okay, if I had this and if everybody had this, wow, wouldn't the world be a better place? And when you tap into that collective consciousness aspect of it all, when you tap into that higher aspect of, I want to bring this, not just bring this through into my life, not just for myself, but also for the world, babe, that's how you connect with source. so funny. So funny. I'm saying it's so funny because I'm on to the next thought. The mind of someone with ADHD is hilarious. I laugh at myself all the time. It's almost like you laugh at yourself for a thought that you didn't say yet. Oh my goodness, is it ADHD or is it clairaudience? Or is it both? But anyhow, the people who have it, the people who really have it, the people who know that there's a bigger vision ahead of them, there's a bigger vision to bring forth, they have a different level of motivation. They have a different level of, oh, I'm gonna do this work. I'm gonna, do the meditations that Elizabeth sends me. I'm gonna show up to my mind, body, soul sessions. I'm gonna show up to my alignment sessions, and I'm gonna fucking do it. Those people, am I supposed to curse? I don't even know. Those people, or can I curse? They always get the work done. Those people transform their lives. Those people see amazing results. And the people who don't quote unquote have it, they haven't tapped into that yet. So it's not even an aspect of either you got it or you don't. In some aspects it is. In this present moment, you may not have it, but you can definitely cultivate it. And the way that you begin to cultivate it is just by asking. You can bring it to an individual level. What do I want? What do I want? I released a free ebook, How to Find Your Purpose. Okay? A transformational guide to really meeting yourself and finding what your true purpose is through understanding the layers of self. I love this ebook has been such a blessing, for me, and being able to, talk to people in real life who have used the ebook in their sessions or with their clients, and, who have really seen a lot of beautiful transformational change, receiving your emails and all that kind of stuff, just about your reflections. It's just been such a beautiful, beautiful process. And it always brings me back. Let's bring back Ifá again. Yeah, she's talking about this religion again. But, sorry, there's a car passing. But it always brings me back to my name in Ifá. When you have your rebirth ceremony, Ifá and Ishefa, you get a new name, and my Ifá name is Ifákóredé or Kóredé. And the name is really, Ifá brings me an open way, Ifá brings me blessings. And many can say that Kóredé by itself it means bringer of blessings, bringer of an open road. And this ebook is really the open road. This ebook, just receiving your feedback on it, it shows me so much that this is an aspect of the energy that I bring to this earth. And it makes me so happy to see you guys really being able to dive into it. But the question is, when you finish the ebook, the question is, when you go through those questions and you do that deep inner healing and that deep transformational work, do you have it? Do you have that fire within you to actually change, or do you not? And so what I really want to talk about in this video as well, just like a continuation of what I said before, is the question of, how do I get it? If I don't have that drive, if I'm tired, I'm just so tired. I've met so many clients that have said things like that. I'm just tired, I'm just tired. I don't have any energy for myself. I don't have any energy. The funny part about this system, the funny part about, the system that we live in, is they want you to think, they want you to feel like this. They want you to think like this. They want you, at the end of the day, to scroll on TikTok, to consume so much content mindlessly, to feel more and more numb, and to feel more and more disconnected from your own spirit. And it's all a system that is working to suppress our creative expression. And when our creative expression is suppressed, this is when feelings of, comparison mode, jealousy, envy, feelings of not enoughness, all these things start to rise from us suppressing our own creative expression. And so it's all a cyclical event. Of course you feel depleted because we're constantly being bombarded with stimulation, with distractions, with oh, look over here, look over there, look at what's happening with this celebrity, look at what's happening there. It's like they're trying so hard to distract us from the monstrosities that are even happening in the world. And the interesting thing about this all is, even though we are witnessing terrible things that are happening in the world, there are so many people who are waking up and using their voices because they feel that anger, they feel that fire, they feel that something within their body that tells them that this is not right, that tells them that there must be something that changes. And they're not just listening to what they should be doing about this situation, regardless of whether it's, organizing protests or organizing or spreading awareness or whatever the case is, but they're starting to feel that fire spread out through their whole entire life. They're starting to feel this fire to take back their awareness and attention. People are talking so much more about distractions and so much more about how the media really pulls us away from our own being and pulls us away from what's really happening in the world. And so in this way, a lot of us are being awakened. A lot of us are really waking up, not just to what's happening in the world, but also waking up to our own voices, waking up to our own purpose. I did a How to Find Your Purpose workshop a couple months ago. Yeah, it had to be a couple months ago now. And I had people in there who were radical thinkers. I had people in there who knew that they were activists. I had people in there who knew that they were supposed to be, that they're here to liberate others, that they were here to really help others find freedom, who were here to really make change in our governments and our systems and all these kind of things. And unfortunately, these situations sometimes happen in history so that a lot of people from these situations, a lot of people are able to wake up from that. And so what is it that you have? What is it that you either have it or you don't? It is that fire to see a world that's bigger than what you're experiencing right now. It is that fire and that inspiration and that vision to be able to say, okay, I'm not just going to scroll mindlessly. I'm not just going to allow my attention and focus to be taken away. I'm not just going to consume mindlessly and endlessly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to create. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to use my body and my mind and my soul to manifest something that will really spark change in this life. What I'm going to do is take back my power. And that fire that you have within you is it. And everybody has it. But the question is, are you going to fuel it? Are you going to feed it? Similarly to a fire, you have a fire, you have to fan it, baby. You have to fan it. You have to fan it, okay? You have to give it oxygen. You have to give it energy. You have to focus on it. You have to make sure it's safe for a moment. And a lot of people are in that space, right? Of, okay, I do have a vision. I do have a fire, but maybe I don't want to share it yet because I don't feel fully, I want to keep it safe for now. This is something that I'm keeping sacred for now. And I want to hold space for all versions or all levels of finding your fire, of finding it, because that's also a very important part of the process, is keeping your vision sacred. But I want to tell you that we all have that little spark. We all have the embers of change, the embers of that fiery nature within us to start to spark change. But I think the most important part, or one of the most important parts that I want to say today as well, is that for people who genuinely don't have it, for people who genuinely don't have the energy, who genuinely don't have the time, who genuinely have so many other things to focus on, understanding that the people who do have it will create more systems for people who literally need more time, need more nervous system regulation, need more resources to lift them up as well. And so this is why it's so important for those of us who do have that fire within us to start to act, to start to heal, to start to awaken, so that we can create more systems to uplift everybody. You see how it's all in balance? So wherever you're at in the journey, please understand that it's all working together. It's all working together. So I want to talk about this, right? I posted a reel on Instagram today, and I talked about the 3 main blocks that visionaries experience, right? Take a sip, hold on, readjust the chair. It can't be me is number 1. It can't be me. So obviously, not obviously, I don't know what's obvious or what's not obvious to y'all, but it can't be me is really an issue with self-image. Okay, so what does that mean? Self-image is the filter that either takes in or rejects beliefs that are given to you from the outside world. For example, if you hear the affirmation or the belief that I am abundant, or let's even just use I am a millionaire, right? Your self-image will either reject it or accept it, depending on how you feel about yourself and depending on how you feel about the outside world. Okay, your self-image says that I'm not the person who wants to be a millionaire, or I'm not the person who is a millionaire, and that's not possible for me for one reason or another. It really says like, okay, I can say yes to this because I feel like it's possible for me, because I feel like, you know, my life is aligned in this way, or it can reject these things. Okay, so this is why it's so important to look at self-image work before you actually do any type of affirmation work, because the self-image work is literally like the filter, it's the bouncer to your subconscious and conscious mind. It says, you can't come in, or yes, please come in, please contribute to the energy that's going on within this space. Okay, and so when we do that deep inner transformation work, when it comes to really observing and redefining the self-image, this is how we begin to expand our consciousness and expand our life experience. This is the first thing. So visionaries have this first issue of it can't be me. It can't be me. Okay, and you know, obviously, if you guys read the How to Find Your Purpose ebook, you know that there's so many different things that contribute to your self-image. There's so many different things that tell you who you can and cannot be, and it's due to society, it's due to your upbringing, you know, it's due to your experiences, it's due to your trauma. How do you internalize your trauma, and how do you identify with your trauma? All of these things are interconnected when it comes to your self-image. Okay, that's number one. This is like the basis, the base bones of subconscious healing work. Is your self-image work is number one. Number two, it can't be here. And interestingly enough, this is it's a hard block for visionaries, but many times a lot of visionaries have an easier time releasing this. So this is why this is the second block and not the first one. But it can't be here says that for some reason in this world it can never happen. For some reason, you know, with my current resources it can never happen. The world is not working in my favor. God is not working in my favor. You're not pulling in, you know, a higher energy to really assist you in creating something. You're just saying, I want this life, but it can't be here. For some reason, it cannot be here. Maybe if I move, or maybe if I, you know, reincarnate into another planet, maybe it can be there, but it cannot be here. Okay, that's the second thing. And that's just reality expansion work and higher self work, which is, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's really easy. Or when we begin to do the self-image work, it's easier to slip into that higher space of, in fact, yes, it can be here. Because the fact of the matter is, what you think is possible for the world is really what you focus on and what you feed your mind in regards to what's happening in the world and the events that are happening in the world. This is one of the ways that the news literally suppresses our consciousness, because it's constantly just giving us all these things that are negative and constantly telling us all the things that are wrong and not emphasizing the things that are actually going right. Okay, so this is a fairly easy one to release, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later. The third block that a lot of visionaries experience is I don't have enough, right? I don't have enough. So what this is really regarding to is a limited perspective of how things can happen, okay? So the second block was really due to the world working in your favor. The third block is really due to you being able to let in all the possibilities of how the mundane and the people around you, or the people who you don't even see yet, can actually find you and help you birth this in turn, birth this manifestation as well. So they're very similar blocks, but they both involve a deeper sense of higher self-work in order for you to really bring this in. So, of course, one of the first ways to begin to heal all these things is through self-awareness, self-observation, and asking, who do I think that I am? Okay, that's number one. Who do I think that I am, and who have people always told me that I should be? This is really, really important work to start to do, because you may be living you may be living your life from the perspective of what other people want you to be, or how other people want you to be. okay? You may be living inauthentically because you only feel safe to live in the box that other people have created for you, okay? Now, beyond that, when we look into the other two blocks of it can't be here and I don't have enough, maybe I don't have enough resources, I don't have enough abundance, I don't have enough connections in order for me to really birth this. When we look at those two blocks, what that really is redefining your sense of power and sense of self-trust within your own being, number one. And number two is establishing or reestablishing your sense of trust in the divine and a sense of trust in the higher power. I put out a newsletter a couple of days ago about Does God Hate Me? I talked so much about different things, but what I really wanted everyone to get from that newsletter was the fact that God is not capable of hate. God is in itself a positive being, a being that is only, it is life itself, so it's only for the expression of life. Therefore, can God hate you? No, because hate is also linked with shame and suppression and this energy of not expressing something, right? And so that energy of not expression is inherently anti-life, because life is meant to be expressed, and life really is about expressing all these different facets of ourselves. So to say that God can hate is literally, what is the word, like an oxymoron. It's not possible, because God is life in itself. But when we reestablish our relationship with our Creator and reestablish the belief that God is working in our favor and begin to pivot and change our focus to be able to really focus on how God is working in our favor, this is actually how we can begin to see change, and we can begin to develop a deeper relationship with God. This only strengthens, it actually multiplies our visions. It multiplies our abundance, it multiplies our visions, it multiplies our peace, it multiplies our love, all of those things, my love. So this work is so important. When we start to, number one, do the self-observation to really see where our self-image really is, release those negative beliefs, and start to rebuild our relationship with the divine, this is how we can really build a life of our dreams. And we can tap into the feelings that we want to feel after we've completed the vision in this present moment, that then literally crunches time and speeds up the manifestation process. So, yeah, take a sip. That's what I got for you today. Okay, so of course, download the free ebook, How to Find Your Purpose ebook, but I'm also launching Hidden Divinity on my own app. I'll give y'all instructions on how to download my own app and all that kind of stuff. Hidden Divinity is 33 days of consistent subconscious reprogramming work to redefine your self-image, redefine your relationship with God, and really begin to manifest the life of your dreams. This is going to be a transformational challenge. Come with us if you're ready to do it. If you're ready to do it, if you feel like you have it in you or you want to find it in you, come with us, okay? There's going to be a link below to show you how to basically sign up for your spot. There are going to be a limited amount of spots. That's what I got for you. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.